Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, November 8th, and we're going to solve the New York Times crossword puzzle. Today's puzzle is constructed by Ryan Judge, who maybe he's constructed before. I don't know. We're on a 141-day streak, headed towards 185, so just keep on chugging along here. And it's Saturday, so should be a tough puzzle and a lot of wordplay, misdirection, general trickery. Hopefully Saturday is a tough one. And trying to think what's going on. I did the solve on Thursday, skipped yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a busy day for me. And then it was chilly, so I made some beef stew. It's definitely like getting to be winter around here. I don't think it's going to get out of the 30s today, so but that's good. It's almost ski season. We've got less than a week till the chairs start running, so it's almost that time. And yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. It's early. It's still dark out, but we're gonna do our best to get our brains cranking at 6:30 in the morning and solve this puzzle. I don't know why I do them in the morning. People have asked me that, and it's just what works for me. I would probably do better at these if I did them in the afternoon when I was a little more awake, but whatever. And I got up pretty early today. I went to bed early, woke up at 5:30, and so yeah, I've been up for a little while. I got my coffee. We'll be all right. Anyways, the box is big. The puzzle is prepped. Let's do it. Where Caitlin Clark played college hoops. Is it Iowa? I think it's Iowa. Caitlin Clark, young WNBA star. RV guy. RV guy. Adds to a timeline, say. That's probably posts like on Facebook or something. One who's off base. Like a base stealer or an AWOL, like a military person. See 41 across. What do we have at 41 across? A group that began in the 2010s. Well, that's broad. Accessory with a grid of numbers. Accessory with a grid of numbers. Interesting. To repeat, I said unacceptable. They're not up to much. Let's see if I can get some of these downs here. I feel like this is going to be a tough one, and I want to build from the corner here if I can. Tool used in building some castles. Building some castles, interesting. Elizabeth, well, that's Elizabeth Olsen, although I'm not sure if it's O-N or E-N. Fifth wheels. Phrase spoken by a dog in a burning room. This is fine. That's good because that's relevant and current-ish, 2010s. I guess that's the second clue that we've seen for something in the 2010s. Unfortunate is sad. This looks like aloha, but that's not right. What is it? Group that began in the... Is it Alpha something? Well, yeah, this is a pail. Alpha? Fifth wheel spare tires? That works. Hey, we're building. Look at us. They're not up to much. They're not up to much. Moving on. Player or a piece of equipment at Barclays Center. Well, that's a net. And I'm not sure that a net counts as a piece of equipment. A basketball net. Maybe, but kind of a stretch, right? Instrument with a neck, informally. Is that an axe, a guitar? Neil Gorsuch is on the Supreme Court. John Coltrane, album whose title suggests making major progress. John Coltrane album whose title suggests making major progress. General with orders. General So. Magnum PI. Never seen Magnum PI. Then it was well with me in days. What? Then it was well with me in days Something I was born. And who's houseman? I don't know. A saver's asset. Thrift. Like a thrift store. Dude who might be in a row. A fighter. Feels like it's more specific than that, though, right? And I think this is lotto, right? Game that draws, yeah. That aptly draws. Draws a lotto, people. You're not just imagining that tone. I hear it as well. Makes sense. Well, that could be like adds up, right? .pdf alternative. A city between Sacramento and Salt Lake City on I-80. Well, that must be Reno, Nevada, the biggest little city on Earth. Is it on Earth or in this country? Biggest little city? Yeah, it must be on Earth, right? I don't really get this. A group that began like Alpha, I don't know. Roquefort is some kind of a cheese. Is it a soft cheese? What am I? Is it a soft cheese? Could be. Roquefort. A Book of Mormon figure. Have not read the Book of Mormon. CIA Forerunner, that's the OSS, I think. Something Technica. Is it Ars Technica? Something often hit without you seeing it. Liverpudlians. Well, those are little guys, right? And I think this is the rarest gem. Is that it? No, I'm not sure. Liverpudlians. Burdened. Job for a driller. Something au poivre. Entree that's often flambéed. Steak au poivre. I mean, I don't think there's anything... Is there any other type of meal that is served au poivre? Maybe like a potato? I don't know. But steak. Mali Empire ruler who single-handedly made the value of gold almost worthless by giving away so much of it. A Mali Empire ruler. If you ask me to list all the Mali Empire rulers I could think of, yep, and we're done. Moving on. Largest Bengali-speaking city in the world. No idea. Financial report abbreviation, I don't know. Exam with a max score of 1520. I mean, is it the PSAT? MCAT maybe? I'll bet it's the MCAT. I'm still thinking this might be rarest gem. Not great. I mean, 7-ish minutes. We did get a decent amount of stuff filled in here, but we got some work to do. Library figure. Is that like an IBSN or something? It's like a four-letter acronym, right? I mean, obviously 4-letter. Red state. Like Ohio? Red state. Like anger, ire. I mean, it's punny, so I don't know. Refuses to, won't. Cephalopods with a name derived from Greek mythology. I don't know. Visit. I don't know. Shortening for a city that omits onto. Toronto. What was that? I just watched something last night that was like filmed in Toronto. I was like, I can't believe I've never been there. Should probably check it out. John, who won a National Book Award for his novel The Centaur. John. Oh, R to V, yeah, this is stew. So those are the letters that go between R, S-T-U-V. Visit. John? I don't know. Elizabeth Olsen, still not sure what letter goes there, but I'm thinking it's an E, but still going to wait till I've got confirmation. Show as of appreciation. Show as of appreciation. Graph type with sets of points. A graph type with sets of points. Football roster planning documents. Depth charts. That's a tough one. If you're not into sports. They're not up to much. They're not up to much. What is that? Sport. Maybe this is not axe, instrument with a neck. Because the X looks pretty tough here in this name. Sport. Where someone might be led on the way. Where someone might be led on the way to being tricked. Where someone might be led on the way to being tricked. Led down the wrong road. Oh, this is Giant Steps, I think. I think it's right. I'm pretty sure I owned this CD when I was young and owned CDs. Where someone might be led on the way to being tricked. Golden Path. Gilded Path or something. I don't know. Who knew? It's starting to get light out over my shoulder. You can see it's almost 7 a.m. Sellout letters, standing room only, like a Broadway show. Grown up, that'd be of age. This rarest gem, why not? Let's try it. Fella, is that like a bub? Oh, dude in a row is a frat bro. Like frat row, filled with frat bros. Fella, bub. Games organizing organization, International Olympics Committee, right? This would be doc. Com. It's not brie cheese. Roquefort's not a type of brie, right? Those are two independent types of cheese. But like, I kind of want this to be an E. Like the boys. Comme des garçons, right? Like the boys. My French is outfit for G.I. Joe. The U.S. Army, right? Blue cheese, is that what this is? I hate blue cheese. Ugh. Lucas's younger sister on Stranger Things. I don't know, but this looks like Erica. Pussyfoot. Paul Anka. Paul Anka is the, I think I have this right, the father-in-law of Jason Bateman, which is pretty hilarious. Two guys have been around for a long time. Strong connection, a bond maybe? Are Liverpudlians just Britons? Could be. Let's try this, a bond. Saturdays I take a little more risk. I don't have the luxury of waiting until I'm sure, so I gotta fill something in. Encumbrance feels like onus, right? So MS Examine the maxima. Overseer of Artemis. Bed frame part, that's a slat, I believe. Encumbrance. I don't feel great about this corner. The FDA approved a form of this to treat anxiety. That's LSD. LSD is one of those funny things. It could cure your anxiety or it could create some anxiety. Kind of milk, oat milk. Yeah, year to date. Okay. Not terrible. 14 minutes. This is going to be slower than typical, but I think we'll get there. Still have this section of the grid, though, is concerning to me. One who's off base. Like, I want this to be a something AWOL, right? Something AWOL. Accessory with a grid of numbers. Accessory with a grid of numbers. Oh, is this Updike, probably. John Updike, who wrote Prayer for Owen Meany and other things. Who's off base? AWOL Troop. I think this is a B, though. One who's off base. It could be AWOL Troop, though. Accessory with a grid of numbers. Some kind of a board. A card. Board, card. Unacceptable. Not okay? Maybe? A show is a token of my gratitude, perhaps? This has to be troop. Visit. Maybe not. Visit. Stay. Accessory with a grid of numbers. A bingo card? Accessory with a grid of numbers. I'm gonna go bingo card. Try that. Red State, is this Ohio? Like, I don't get what's... One who's off base. I'm gonna say that's S. Short Troop? No, short. Well, these must be Argonauts, right? One who's off base. I feel like this is not as complicated as I'm making it. And this must be stay, right? Visit is a stay. A shortstop. Why is Ohio a red state? Moving on. So what is this? They're not up to much. Idlers and Olson. There we go. Graph type with... This is a scatter plot. Instrument with a neck. That's a ukulele. Sport, ute, and uke. Someone might be led on the way to being tricked. Garden path. This is Oahu. Great setting for a show. Where someone might be led on the way to being tricked. Garden path? Who knew? I had no idea. Rarest. So this is a root canal. So rarest gem is no good. Erica, though, looks good. Mali Empire ruler who single-handedly made the value of gold almost worthless by giving so much of it away. Rarest. I don't know, man. Book of Mormon figure. Oh, Gen Alpha, okay. And Enos. And something often hit without you seeing it. That's a pinata, because you're blindfolded. Burden is laden. Path. Largest Bengali-speaking city in the world. What's with a sneak? Dhaka? Oh boy, I hope that's a place, because... encumbrance. It's still kind of like... So this must be like LSAT? Rarest... A rare... I was thinking rarest, but rare... Stamp. Right? Rare stamp, PSAT. Why would the PSAT and the SAT be scored on a different scale? That's crazy. And is this like Nana? I feel like this is... I'm gonna see if something works here. I think we're good. Everything else felt pretty good. What do we do? 1957, kind of a while. We got in just under the 20 mark, which is nice. NASA is the overseer of Artemis. I probably could have guessed that, but I was in try everything mode. I feel like this was a pretty solid puzzle. We'll see when we go through it, but I feel like there was a lot of unusual, uncommon fill and some interesting clues. Not super challenging, but challenging enough for a Saturday. And yeah, let's have a look. Caitlin Clark played college hoops in Iowa. Yep, that's all. I just needed to sip of my coffee there. And I've been trying to work on the slurping thing. Apologies. You know, what are you going to do? Stu is an R through V guy. Adds to a timeline post. Shortstop is one who's off base. You know, it's not wrong. The shortstop kind of hangs out in between second and third base. Having said that, like, the second baseman isn't standing on the bag, the third baseman isn't standing on the bag, and everyone else isn't standing on the bag. First base, maybe. Maybe. But so, one who's off base is most of the guys. Gen Alpha. Yeah, okay. Bingo card. This is accessory with a grid of numbers. Like, so a bingo card I don't really think of as an accessory, but, you know, in kind of modern parlance, we might say, like, you know, say something outlandish and be like, well, I didn't have that on my bingo card. So it's kind of more like a metaphorical accessory, almost. I don't know. I liked it, though. I feel like there was a couple of these. I said, I hear it. I had no idea. That's not great. We shouldn't start all these with I, something. To repeat, I said, that's pretty straightforward, pretty literal. Unacceptable, not okay. Again, just very straightforward. You know, Saturday, you should never have a clue that's this straightforward. It should always be a little bit trickier. They're not up to much. Idlers, yeah, sure. A net at Barclays Center, yep. Uke, Neil, Giant Steps. John Coltrane is amazing. General So, General with Orders, like, it's okay. So far, I don't like this as much as I thought I did when I solved it. Magnum PI was set in Oahu. A long time ago, I almost moved to Oahu. This would be like 2006. And I had been working for the Marriott in Sydney, Australia. My work visa ran out, and they offered me a job on Oahu at another Marriott. And I went there thinking that I was probably going to go work and live on Hawaii. And I spent a week there visiting some friends, and boy, that's a tough place to live. Everything's expensive and far away. You know, either you live close to work or you have a long commute. And if you live close to work, there's no stuff to do, right? You're at some resort in the middle of the island. Anyways, that was my Oahu experience. Had a great time, awesome week, but did not end up moving there. Then it was well with me in days ere I was born. Yeah. Thrift, yep. Frat bro is a dude who might be in a row. Yeah, that's fine. I hear it. So the I clues, or the I answers, just not great. Too many I's adds up to a bad solve. PDF.doc, Reno. If you've never seen Reno 911, do yourself a favor and watch an episode of it. It is hilarious. Comedy Central show from 10 years ago. More, probably 15. Gen Alpha, blue cheese. So blue cheese is a category of cheeses. It's not, blue cheese is not its own type of cheese. Is that correct? I guess. I think blue cheese is unappealing, and one of my all-time least favorite things in the entire world is when they take a beautiful steak and ruin it by putting blue cheese on it. Ugh. Book of Mormon, Enos. I've never seen the Book of Mormon. Well, so Book of Mormon, I'm thinking about the musical, which maybe this is not in reference to. Maybe this is the actual Book of Actual Mormons. But also a hit Broadway musical. OSS. ARS. Pinata. Something hit without seeing it. You know, it's like, that's not a bad clue. The cluing here is the weak part, I think. Liverpudlians or Britons. Leyden. Root canal. Yeah, these are all just kind of literal. Steak au poivre. Why was this so hard for me? Well, maybe because Mansa Musa. No idea. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of Mansa Musa. So good luck with that. But hey, don't worry. We followed it with Dhaka. Largest Bengali-speaking city in the world. Year to date, PSAT, ISBN. Now we're really starting to feel like there's a lot of letters here. A red state is Ohio. Oh, the Reds play there. Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati, Ohio. There you go. Boom. In my mind, I'm thinking like the Ohio State Buckeyes, the football team, and their logo is red. But I was like, that can't be how we got here. But no, that's where the Cincinnati Reds play. Pete Rose. Refuses to, won't. Argonauts are cephalopods for some reason. Visit is a stay. Toronto. I can't remember. Oh, Top Chef. Watched an episode of Top Chef that was in Toronto. That's what it was. And I was surprised I'd never been there. Seems like the kind of place I would enjoy very much. Yeah, so that's all I got. John Updike. When I was young, Prayer for Owen Meany was one of my favorite books. I've read a couple other Updikes. I'm trying to think of what they are, but yeah, good guy, good author. Tool used in building some castles. Pail used in building sand castles. Elizabeth Olsen, sister of Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen from Full House. Spare tires are fifth wheels. Yep, true story. This is fine. That's a phrase spoken by a dog in a burning room in a 2010s meme. Yep. Thank you, Internet. Unfortunate is sad. Token of appreciation. Scatterplot. Depth charts are football roster planning documents. Sport ute. Lotto. I like that. It draws a lotto people every day. Garden path. Someone might be on the way to being tricked. So is that like, that must be Garden of Eden? That must be the origin of that? Like the serpent tricks Adam and Eve by leading them down the garden path and they eat the apple. Is that where we are? Help me out, someone. I had no idea about the garden path, so. SRO. What is this? She lives in daydreams with me. All right, sure. Of age, grown up, rare stamp. I really was hung up on rarest. I don't know why. And rarest gem, I feel like I might have been confusing that phrase with like sweetest plum or something. Rarest gem, I don't know. Is that a thing? But rare stamp, yeah, philatelist, I don't know. Stamp. I think somewhere in storage from my youth I've got some stamps in a book somewhere that are probably all disintegrated and dried out. Felabub, IOC, again, too many letters here. Comme des garçons, I think that just means like the boys, like dressed like the boys. U.S. Army outfit for G.I. Joe or G.I. Jane, both. Erica is Lucas's younger sister on Stranger Things, okay. Sneak, Pussyfoot, Anka, Paul Anka. Strong Connection is a Bond. If I wrote a puzzle and ended up with this fill, Bond, it would 100% be a James Bond clue. Not just a strong connection. We're not talking covalence here. Encumbrance, onus, NASA, slat, LSD. That's more letters. And oat milk. Yeah, okay. To be honest, I think I enjoyed solving this puzzle more than it deserved. Like it gave me just the right amount of challenge, but on review, I'm like, wasn't really all that strong. The fill is okay. The cluing is okay. Some highlights in both, but just I like that it took 1957. It was kind of a bit of a grind there, and there was definitely some stuff up in this section that I was concerned about. Shortstop took me a while. Bingo card took me a while. Token, Argonauts, Scatterplot. So there was some tricky stuff, but yeah, overall, I mean, it was okay. And on a Saturday, it could have been 10 minutes harder, and I would have been all right with that. But yeah, always feels good to get a Saturday done and start my day off right. It is 6:56 a.m. and it is now light outside, and I've already done the hardest part of my day. Solved this stupid puzzle, made a video, and the rest of the day I'm just like on the gravy train, just coasting. So wonderful for me. Anyways, I appreciate you guys joining me. What I didn't mention at the top of the video is that this is the Cross Boss channel. My name's Morgan, and this is what we do here. We solve this here puzzle 1 to 2 to 3 days a week. Sometimes 3, but 3 is really pushing it. I don't think I've ever done 4. But yeah, appreciate you joining me, and if you enjoyed watching it, then you could give me a like. That's cool. You don't have to, but I appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can always subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is all you're going to get here, this kind of content. I'm trying to think. I feel like I have something more to say, but I'm not going to do a Sunday because I did one last week. And although you never know, I could wake up and just feel the impulse. But this is like one of the all-time worst post-video rambles, so I should probably just cut it off. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, I hope you'll join me again next time for another solve of the New York Times crossword. Thanks, bye.